Ajak tang salama baner. Tanaya ni Kolkata no arole. Ano manane. Matamer tachunga ingi. Patanang Indra Shish Chatterjee. I'm sorry. I mean, tanang jaya jazu tra tasak laga. Saka patang ji Indra Shish Chatterjee. Asir paya good friend of mine. Asir bo tanani painang ya tatsaga no ta introduce listener especially for the youngsters who owns a business and who would like to travel more for a business. Taje tanda English ay na chimize awage masu. Manani nanaki yarivado ma kanang palar. So let's go to the topic. Thank you so much for giving me time.
My pleasure.
And I really appreciate for giving time, and plus I should say you have been so helpful to me. And I really wanted to describe and feel about to you and interview to other people like regarding your profile and regarding your business and everything. So let us first start with your profile. So can you please introduce to my viewers?
Sure. So this is Indrashish. I'm an entrepreneur by profession and also motivational speaker, sales trainer. Also work with a lot of startups. I do work as an angel investor. So other than mentoring startups, I do listen or rather meet different startup owners, and I help them out to go ahead and scale their business to the next level. So yeah, that's about it. I think that's how I can introduce myself.
And you're born and brought up from Kolkata.
Yes, I'm from Kolkata.
Okay. And by the way, he is married and he has a good business. And also, you are like currently, where do you work?
My company.
Yeah.
Yeah, my company is Bariza Software Solutions LP. So we are into developing websites, software applications. We are also into digital marketing space. So anybody who is looking forward to build an empire online, whether it's an e-commerce or bespoke or anything, brand building, we do go ahead and help them out. So out here in the local market space, we also help. We have clients for whom we do video creations and also help them to create advertisements for television ads. So yeah, it's kind of a company which is covering the entire aspects.
Yes. Bariza Software Solution. This is one of the most appreciations, I should say, and I talk on love from Indrashish to me because he helped me out building CNS stores. And as you can see, that's below down there. There's a descriptions about CNS stores and other social networks, which I've mentioned every time. So you guys can check and how beautifully they have arranged for me to host my own business. And I should say that I'm running good, and I'm very thank you to him as an angel investor. So he's going to share something about his career and what makes you start, to become an entrepreneur and any influences, sort of.
Well, I think every individual has that innate skill of negotiation. And when you realize that you have that skill of negotiation, or rather, when you know that you have that skill of selling or marketing, anything, it's not only related to the product, it can be anything. You kind of intend to understand that you have the skill of becoming an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship is all about marketing, sales and negotiation, meeting different people. So I identified that part of me when I was 24, 25. And at that point of time, I was working in a corporate house, and I was actually getting a huge package in terms of salary. So I was, in one word, if you ever visit Bengal, you'll be, and if I go ahead and share with you the Bengali mentality, if the son is earning a good amount of money, he's considered to be settled. Okay. But again, from where I started seeing myself, was that I wasn't enjoying myself doing regular work. Yes, in the end of the month, my bank account was being fed. But again, there was no satisfaction. I was 24, 25. I was doing decent in terms of, my social status. Obviously, earning a lot of money, spending a lot of money. But again, there's no satisfaction. So I'm a kind of person who always try to identify what exactly is going wrong when I'm not satisfied. So I decided to go ahead and quit the job.
Okay.
And look for something that would actually go ahead and fetch me that satisfaction. Because, at the age of 24, 25, if you feel static, it's equivalent of being dead. So from there onwards, I decided I explored different markets, and then I decided to start up with something of my own because there were challenges, and the entire avenue was different. So I had a lot of things to work on. So obviously, it is a self-funded venture when I started. There were challenges. And eventually things did work out for me. Again, there were ups and downs. I was cheated in the entire process.
Okay.
I went through a lot of criticism from my family relatives because I took a decision of moving out from a regular process of earning, doing a job, and getting into business. Because if you go according to a typical mental setup of a Bengali family, if the child is doing government job, he's well educated. If a child is doing is working in a corporate house, he is well settled. But the moment the son or daughter gets into a startup or wants to start something of their own,
Yes.
they kind of feel that the person might not be educated, or the person is getting into a zone where there is no future. And I personally feel that is a very wrong way of thinking, although things have started changing and there are a lot of young entrepreneurs who are coming forward and starting their own ventures. But again, still there is that kind of mental setup. I can see a lot of people they do question, all right, that kind of ideology. But again, good thing that I'm seeing, I am seeing the shift in the present era, that there are people who are actually going ahead and encouraging their children, because that is very important.
Okay.
So yeah, that's been the entire journey so far, kind of.
Okay. For the youngsters who would like to start, doing a startup with a business, like, can you, give some advice or tips to them?
Sure. See, this is something which I tell all the youngsters basically. That is to not start a business for the sake of starting a venture. Because nowadays, after our respected Prime Minister introduced the startup culture and is actually pushing towards local vocal, there are many people who are actually interested in getting into startup just because of the glamour that is being associated with this particular culture. I will personally say that do not get into that culture, because you are actually compromising on your own future. If you do not have that passion towards your, your venture. Most of the time I see, or rather I get approached by youngsters with different, business plan where they ask for investment. Now, when I go ahead and ask, obviously being an investor, I need to understand their business plan and how exactly they are planning to generate revenue and provide me with the ROI. But they do not have proper answer to it. They do not have proper marketing plan. They do not have proper strategy in place. As a result, what happens is that it gets clear to me that the person is only just chasing a dream of leading a life of a startup owner. But again, to be very honest, the life is not that easy. It might look like the grass is really green on the other side, but again, if you start your own venture, if you have your own office, if you have your employees, the bills would be coming up to you. And if your venture is not really working, what will happen is that it will get difficult for you to survive. In the end of the day, you can also become a bankrupt. So if you are planning to start your business, number one point is you need to understand whether you are sincere towards following your passion, and how sincere you are, so that even if, let's say, the business is not really going well, are you ready to go ahead and shed that extra mile to go ahead and make the business work out for you? Point number 2, you need to identify the market, or rather, let's say, the product and services that your company is going to deal with. You need to identify what kind of market it's going to cater to. Like, say, for example, when I started my venture, it's an IT company. I realized that most of the time, different businesses, mostly small to medium scale businesses, they miss out on having good online presence because of the amount of investment that is required. And I decided to provide the startups, the medium to small scale businesses with the equal opportunity to rule the online world by investing a very decent amount. So they can compete with the large scale businesses. So you need to identify your own USP. Why exactly people will go for your service or product? What is the pain point? When I'm talking about pain point, I mean, like, let's say, for example, when Uber, whatever you call it, was introduced in the market, what happened is that out here in Kolkata, I'm not sure all over India, but again, what used to happen is that the cab drivers were literally like robbers. They used to say that, you know what, if you want to travel from point A to point B at 10 o'clock in the night, you have to pay me 200 rupees extra. And after the app cab was introduced, it actually did hit off directly because it was addressing one particular pain point. That is, people were feeling harassed by the local taxi drivers. As a result, it did work really well. Now, when the pricing or the surcharge of Uber or Uber went up, there's something called in-driver, which has been introduced, where people can bargain with the cab driver. So you have to understand what is the pain point and how exactly your service or your product is going to address that. Third, you have to be absolutely clear about the legal aspect, accounting, and how exactly you're going to use legal and accounting as your own forte in terms of, let's say, for example, if you keep your accounting absolutely fine, it will become easier for you to scale your business because, starting the venture, that's fine. You can go ahead and continue for 6 months, 1 year, but obviously you look forward to scale up. And it's not possible for you to scale up by being a self-funded venture. So for that, you need to have people coming on board to either in form of mentor or an angel investor, and you need to have the accounting to be in place. The legal aspect, obviously, most of the investors, they love investing on private limited companies. So you have to understand the legal aspect. If your company is registered company, private limited, LLP, or a proprietorship, you need to do a bit of research, and based on that, you have to go for it. Point number 4, I guess, right? Point number 4 is like you need to do a bit of competitor research. You need to understand how many competitors are there, what is the market reach of your product or service, and how exactly your product and service can be marketed to your target audience. It's very important for you to understand your target audience, because until you understand your target audience, you will not be able to plan or create a strategy to reach them. And last but not the least, that is your sales strategy, which is very important, because if you're planning to start a venture, you need to sell your product or service. So that's what exactly you need to plan. Most of the people are utilizing the online platform. Like if you look at Bewakoof or Soul Store, I'm getting into the garment industry, like e-commerce industry. So these people are planning their online marketing accordingly. So you need to plan out your sales strategy, what exactly you want to do, whether you want to go for online advertisement or newspaper advertisement or television advertisement. It's completely up to you. So these are the few things that you need to keep in mind. And I guess once you have all these things in place, you are ready to head off with your startup.
Okay. As you know that in Northeast, most of the people are so ventured with and interested more with the handicrafts. Do you have any suggestion regarding the handicrafts? Like what would be the best platform to sell or to introduce into the market? Any suggestions?
I believe that like C&I Store, the one that we have worked on your venture, I think it is dealing with a very important fact, other than selling the handicraft from Nagaland. That is, it is promoting the culture of Nagaland out there, where, let's say, for example, a person who is staying in Mumbai who is not aware of the culture that is there in Nagaland.
Okay.
We all are aware of the existence of Nagaland, but not many people are aware of the culture, the handicraft, or the kind of things that they can get from this particular part of the country. So when you are planning to go ahead and put, or rather display your product in the market, so that you can reach out to the entire country, or if for matter of fact on the international status, you can utilize online platform. Number 1 is maybe e-commerce website. Number 2 is that you can use Amazon
Yes.
Or let's say there are different websites like you can sell your product through Facebook, social media. You can utilize them. One thing that obviously you can do is that you can create a reseller platform. It's something which even C&I can think about in the long run, is that you can create a platform for people out in the local area of Nagaland to come out there and sell their products and be the center point from where people can go ahead and upload their products, or they provide the product, CNI uploads the product out there online, and people can go ahead and purchase the product. Obviously, keeping the commission remaining amount is disposed to the vendor who is uploading the product. So the quicker the Amazon works, I think these are the different platforms that can be utilized for going ahead and selling. And other than that, the other platform that can be utilized is YouTube, because I think most of the people are busy. 80% of our day we are busy doing work, but the remaining 20% we want to go ahead and relax. So YouTube is one of the main sources if we go according to the stats. So I think this is one of the platforms that can be utilized to reach the target audience.
All right, I think it's almost covered with my thoughts and questions. If you guys have, especially from Nagaland, I should say, if you guys have any questions, please comment, let us know any questions, we will answer there. And also, plus Bariza Software Solution, LinkedIn in the description below. Also his business social networks, even his Instagrams and other channel I'm going to put up down. You can review, see, and if you feel like you will need a help, support, or investors, you can reach out to me, reach out to him. I will put up his official email account, and if required, phone numbers, so you can reach out to him or me. And I should say this is a very good platform, and he's supporting us, and especially I should say he's supporting to especially in Nagaland. So if you guys are confused how to make website or how to sell your products and how do I do that, please reach out to me, reach out to him. So this is why I have introduced my friend, and I have ever met the best person. Thank you so much guys, and please to share, subscribe, and do not forget to check C&I source link. We have lots of content to share with you regarding my last trip, so please to continue and wait for the notification. See you in the next site.